Hi everyone, Ellie here and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm very happy to have you. In today's video, I thought I would do something a little bit different on my channel. I thought today I would do a bit of a review of a new product launch. I've been super excited about these. These are the new Revolution Super Dewy liquid blushes. Now, I absolutely love liquid blush for the life of me. If I just want something so natural, if I'm going for one of those like no makeup days, I would literally put one of my iconic London ones on, which I'm obsessed with. And then I saw these, and these are like £5. They're like more than half of the price, and I just went crazy and I ordered every single shade. So I thought it would be fun to do this video, obviously because I have all the shades, so we can like have a little test, see what the formula's like, see what the pigmentation's like. On the back, it describes these as buildable gel cream pigment that dabs into the skin to create a healthy, radiant flush of colour. Apply to the apples of the cheeks and softly down the bridge of the nose to achieve a natural sun-kissed look. So that's what it's got on the description of the box. I have took them out of the boxes. These are literally £5 each, guys. Like £5 for these. I mean, I think that's so good in my opinion. I think the packaging's really nice. I think it's really nice and travel friendly, obviously in the squeezy bottle. It looks like you get like a load of products in there, and I really like obviously how you can like see the color as well. I think that's really neat how they've done that. And I did actually get these on 3 for 2. Revolution, do wait, because Revolution does do 3 for 2 a lot on their website. So if you want to get 3 for 2, you are going to get one free. It's a shame they didn't do 6 in this range, so we didn't get 2 free, but they've got 5 colors in the range, and I kind of really like the shade range they have. It's quite different. It's like rather like unique. Obviously we have like this brown, which I'm very scared about because it's not really my color, but I thought I'd have to order the range. We'll have to see what it looks like. We've got like this purpley and like this mauvey tone. They do look quite similar. You can see one's a bit more orange, one's a bit more like a pinky, and then we have like this beautiful bright orange and this beautiful bright pink. So the shade range is definitely like unique. It's not just like your basic pink and your basic nude color. I really do like how the shade range is a little bit different and a little bit fun. Like we've got a fun pop of color here. So I thought I would do some swatches of the colors on my hand, and then at the end I am gonna like apply a bit to the apples of my cheeks of my favorite color, so you can just see how it applies on the skin and the pigmentation of it. So without further ado, let's just crack on, shall we? So I'm going to start off with this shade here. This one is the You Got Me Blushing shade. This is kind of like the purpley, browny kind of color. How would you explain this? Kind of like a plummy tone. And I really like as well, it's got like a very fine plastic like nozzle on the end as well. So I'm literally just going to apply a dab of this. Oh! That came out rather disturbingly there, like a big poo on my hand, so excuse that noise. But anyway, this is what the color looks like on my hands. I'm literally just going to use my finger to just dab this out and blend this out. I think I added probably a bit too much. I'm just going to like wipe some off because that come out in a big clump then. I'm just going to kind of use like circular motions as well. Oh my god, I've added way too much, guys. You literally only need like a little bit of this. Like look how much I've added. That is way too much. Let me just take like some off, and we'll just blend this bit in. It's like, as you can see, it's like blending out really nicely on my skin. It doesn't look patchy. It doesn't look like, it looks very nice and like pigmented. It's not too sheer. It's not too bright. I'm literally just kind of like thoroughly rubbing it in now. So this is what the color looks like. It's like a really nice kind of like berry purple tone. If my hands look ragged, by the way, it's because I always have a blood stun, so like my hand may look a bit bruised and a little bit ragged, so just excuse that. But this is what that color looks like. It's probably not the best of how I've blended this, but you can see it's just like this beautiful berry tone. I done Blush Me Up, didn't I? Or did I do You Got Me Blushing? Oh god, now I'm confused because these are ever so similar. I think I done this shade, didn't I? Yeah. So this is the shade You Got Me Blushing. As you can see, it's just like a nice berry tone. It's got like this hint of purple and this hint of pink. The next shade I'm going to do is the shade Blush Me Up. Now this is just like a brown, like a deep browny purple kind of color. I'm very scared about this one, so I'm literally just going to add like the tiniest bit next to this color here, because this looks rather scary. This color is not really the type of color that I would reach for. By the way, sorry if you can hear like some background noise. It's because we're doing a bit of DIY in the household today, and thanks Dad, thanks for shouting in the background of my video. But anyway, this is yeah, not the biggest fan of this one, in all fairness, guys. Yeah, not the biggest fan of that one. As you can see, like, there's a hell of a lot of difference between the one I swatched previously and this one. That is literally just like a kind of like a pure brown color. It's definitely not the shade that I would reach for, and I probably would like sell this one or put this in like a giveaway, but like that is just definitely not the type of shade that I would wear. It kind of does have that like hint of like kind of berry to it, but obviously as you can see it's very like a muddy brown color. I probably could like blend that out more. I probably haven't done the best of job. I will say that it's drying down quite quickly on my hand. I find that like the longer I leave in it, like the thicker it's kind of getting to like blend this out. So I wouldn't say leave it on your skin for too long. I would say like make sure you blend it out straight away, because I noticed like now it's not like blending out, it's like kind of dried down on my skin. So make sure you obviously just like blend it in well and sort that out before you let it dry too much, because otherwise you're going to end up with a massive patchy blotch on your skin. So yeah, I'm definitely not loving that shade. I think the formula is really nice. Like I said, it feels very drying on the skin. I feel like when you first apply it, it feels super dewy and super hydrating, but I feel then when it dries, it doesn't really feel that great on the skin, not great on my hand anyway. I do find that it's like drying down quite quickly and it may feel a bit drying on the skin. So it may give me a different look on my cheek. So I am going to try it on my cheek, but I'm just doing like a quick swatch on my hand and then I'm going to show you on my cheek. But yeah, not the biggest fan of this color. Definitely not the biggest fan. As you can see, it's the darkest in the range. I think it's super nice for like darker skin tones. I think it's very versatile, but yeah, it's definitely not the type of color that I would reach for. But whereas this one, it would be something that I would reach for, kind of like a nice berry tone color. So I am excited to try this one out. In all fairness, the shade range from me isn't, I think it's like very unique and nice, but I don't really think a lot of these aren't that wearable. Like I don't feel like I would wear like a bright pink, and I wouldn't wear that darker shade. But we're gonna try them out, because you know, you may be different, you may love a bright pink, which is absolutely fine, but that's just not really my cup of tea, in all fairness. So this next one is in the shade You Had Me at First Blush. Yeah, You Had Me at First Blush. This is just like the bright pink shade. So I'm literally only going to apply a little bit of this. I will say, obviously, as you have seen with me, the formula is very pigmented, so obviously if you put a lot on, you can see you get a massive blotch. So I'm literally just putting a dot on about that big. I feel like that's all you need with these. So again, I'm just going to use my finger and I'm just going to kind of dab. I think that's the best way to do it. As you can see, I'm just using soft dabbing motions just to dab in. I feel like I've been rubbing, but I feel like you should just dab, and then you get this nice even pigmented kind of wash of colour. This one's actually quite nice. It's not as bright as like I thought if you like blend it out. As you can see, like it just blends really, really nicely. So this is this colour. I actually really like this colour. So it looks obviously a lot brighter as you see it in there, but as you put it on the hands, obviously it looks really nice. They are just kind of like a pigmented blush, but they are obviously sheer as you like blend it in, which I really like. I think this is definitely the type of colour that I would reach for. It is kind of like a fuchsia colour, like a pinky with like purpley colour, but I definitely like that. I think that is definitely something that I would wear and look quite pretty on the skin. So that one is in You Had Me at First Blush. So I really like that one actually, now that it's blended out. I think when you first look at it, you'd be like, oh my god, that's not my shade. But I feel like give them a chance, blend them out on your hands, see how you like it a bit better, because I feel like once it's blended, obviously it does kind of change the colour a lot more, and I feel like it does suit a lot more. So the next colour is probably my favourite, I think, by the look of it. This one is in Flushing For You. This is just kind of like a nice nudie, but like a peachy at the same time. It's got like a peach, but it's like very nude as well. So I'm excited to try this one out. It definitely looks like a nice natural shade. So again, I hope that I'm going to like swatch it over here. I don't want like the colours to kind of mix and it to not be a fair swatch. But this one definitely does look really nice. It's very peachy, like as I put it on my hand, but like I said, obviously I'm literally just adding the tiniest a bit to my skin because I don't want too much. Oh, this one looks really nice as I blend this one. You might not be able to see this one that well. This is what this one looks like. I'm going to add like a tad more to this one just so you can see a little bit better. I don't feel like I blended that all that well. I will say as the formula as well comes out of the tube, it feels very thick, kind of like a paint in a way. As it comes out of the squeezy tube, it kind of does feel like a thicker bit of a clay paint, but I mean, it feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel too heavy. It feels kind of nice and lightweight. That's what this one looks like. I actually really like that one. That one's just like a nice natural peachy shade. I think this one's really, really nice. So I really rate this one. This one's in Flushing For You. Definitely my favourite so far. Definitely the one I probably wear the most. But obviously I do like this shade and this shade as well. Just obviously not the biggest fan of this shade so far. But we've got one left to go. This one's in the shade Fake the Flush. This is like the brightest orange shade. I think this one would be quite fun. I think obviously again, like we underestimated the pink and thought, oh my god. But I think once we blend this one out as well, it's not going to actually look too bad. So obviously you can see on my hand it's like a bright orange ball on my hand right now. So I'm just going to use like a different finger because I don't want all the same fingers to kind of blend in. But this one looks really, really nice actually. I can like see as well, like kind of like when I'm dabbing it in, you do kind of get like that beautiful kind of dewy look. Like I said, it does obviously dry down in, but like it does give you like a nice dewy. I feel like you need to apply this like well though, because I see like as I kind of rub, you do get like patchiness to it. So I would say like make sure you just blend this in well and even, because otherwise you are going to get that like patchy look. But this is what this one looks like. I really, really like this one as well. I think like this is a really, really nice peachy shade, really nice and natural, beautiful. Obviously you can see the comparison. This is how it looks here, this is how it looks on my hands. So again, as you like kind of blend it into the skin, it's going to look a lot different. So anyway, now we're just going to try them on the skin. So I'm going to try out my two favorites, which is probably this one and this one. These are probably my two favorite colors. I'm going to put Fake the Flush, which is this orange shade. I'm just going to put a dab on this side. So I normally just do like that. I'm literally putting 2 dots on my skin, like not even that much. Actually, to make this video a bit fun, I'm actually going to put the one that I didn't like on the skin, and I'm actually going to see how that one turns out on the cheek. So we're actually going to try that out. I know I'm going to have like 2 different colour cheeks, but I'm just going to see if it makes me feel any different. I'm literally going to like put a little bit of that one on, if I feel any different now that it's on my cheeks. I'm just going to use my mirror here. Well, that's actually very pink. I might as well use a clean brush. Use this one, and I'm just going to kind of like dab into the skin, kind of like pushing up as I blend. You can see it's like blending really, really nice on the skin. It's blending very, very nicely. You can see. Let me just bring you over so you can see a bit more into the light. This is what this color looks like. It looks very nice and kind of obviously natural on the skin. You can just see that sheer wash of color. And I'm going to use the other side of the brush, and I'm just going to blend out this mauvey shade here. So again, I'm just kind of like lifting up the cheeks, and obviously you get that nice look. So I'm obviously just like, what I normally do is I kind of like dab, and then I kind of like rub a little bit, just kind of like gentle motions of like up and down. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the nose. Do you know what? Now that that's blended, I probably don't mind that as much as I thought I would. I think like on my hand it looks so much different, but like as you can see on my cheek, that looks a lot more different to what I anticipated the colour would be. As you can see, the colour on my cheek here, it's just like a nice sheer formula. I obviously think the more you add, the more obviously pigmented you're gonna get it. But actually now that it's on my cheek, I'm gonna add like a tab more. Like, I mean, come on, like let's just add a tab more, because I might not have added enough, but we're just going to add like a little bit more and just see. But it's definitely come out a lot more different than I thought, actually. I'm just going to add a bit more. Probably added too much now, but you know, why not? You can see it's like blending in really, really well. If like I've just got like this massive, oh my god, it looks really patchy there. What's going on here? Excuse me. Oh my god, why is there like a line? Why is there like a patch there? What the hell is going on here? Wait, gee. You can see that patch there. That's really thick. Let's just get a bit more. I mean, I don't even know how that happened. Like I said, obviously that just kind of like goes along with my point about how it like dries down very, very quickly. As you can see, like I could not get it to blend in that area, but this is what this one looks like, the one that I didn't like. It's not actually as bad as I thought. And then you can't even see this one, which is pathetic. So I'm actually going to add a bit more of this one as well. We're adding more the merrier, just so you can see it clearly on the skin. You can see it does blend very, very nicely. You can see I look like a clown right now, but you can see this side this side. Like I said, yeah, they do dry down very, very quickly. Look, if I try and blend it down now, it won't budge. It literally won't budge. And I try to blend it here, and like you've got a patch, you're gonna have to add more honey, or you're gonna have to take it off, because that is not blending. The formula is definitely not super dewy. I definitely would not say that is super dewy. Like you can see, like nothing's even coming off on my finger. Like it's not super dewy. It's very, very drying on the skin. I wouldn't say that it's very hydrating. I would say that it's nice, but I wouldn't say that it's very hydrating. I wouldn't say that it is super dewy on the skin. Definitely not my favorite formula, actually. I think it is nice for just giving you like that wash of color. I think the pigmentation and I think the colors are actually nice now that they're on my cheeks. But yeah, I definitely don't like the formula. It's very, very drying. So make sure like you just blend out like very quickly, because otherwise it will blend. It will be very hard to blend on your skin. So that's like the only downfall that I would say about these. And as you've seen on my hand, I literally only needed a little bit, but on my cheek I actually needed a lot more to kind of get that to blend and like look even and nice on the cheek. So yeah, not the biggest fan, but I think they're nice. I think for £5, like, you know, you can't really go wrong, you can't really complain. I think the pigmentation of the colors are very nice. I think the concept's very nice. I just don't really like the formula. It's quite drying, so if you don't really like that, this probably isn't a cup of tea. So I'm actually, to do a bit of a fun, I'm actually gonna just grab one of my iconic London sheer blushes. I'm actually going to grab this bright pink, and we're going to do it with the same, with this one. This one's in the shade Power Pink, and I'm actually going to swatch them next to each other, and we're just going to see the difference in kind of the formula, and I will show you the difference in like how they look and how they dry down on the skin. So I'm actually just going to grab a bit, oh god, that's loads. Yeah, you definitely don't need that much. This is my iconic London one. I absolutely love this for the life of me. This is so, so, so beautiful and like super, super dewy. You can see that. Like that is super, super glossy and super dewy. You can even see the shine on that straight away, whereas you couldn't with the Revolution ones. This just goes to show these are so, so beautiful. I'm just going to grab this bright pink shade. I know they're not literally the same, but I'm just going to try blend this out as best as I can. There we go. There's our swatch comparison. As you can see, when I shine this one in the light, you don't really get a lot from the Revolution one. When I shine my iconic London one, you get this beautiful, beautiful glossy look. Obviously, you can see maybe the Revolution one is like a tad. No, actually, I wouldn't even say it's more pigmented, because I did add a bit more of the Revolution one, but you can see like the glossiness to the iconic London one that you can't see on the Revolution one. The Revolution one look is like super dry. Well, it's not actually, this one's still quite wet, but like you can see it's like harder to blend out, whereas like the iconic London one I can blend out super, super easy, and it comes out super, super nice there, as you can see. So that is the swatch comparison of the iconic London compared to the Revolution. Obviously, if you want to invest in more money, definitely go for the iconic London ones, just because I think they're superb. Can't really go wrong. If you want a more affordable option that is going to be more drying, that you don't mind, go for the Revolution ones. But yeah, I definitely don't mind them, but I definitely would not rate them out of 10. I'd probably say they were about 6. But yeah, you can't really go wrong. They're £5. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this fun little video. If you'd like to see more of these videos, let me know, because it's my first kind of video like this. So definitely let me know if you'd like to see any more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.